Sync. All right. Hey guys, how you doing? So this video is kind of a freestyle video because I felt like I want to make a YouTube video, but I was too lazy to prepare a script, and I wanted to get my camera out and I wanted to create a little scenes over here. And sometimes when I feel unmotivated or lazy to do things, I just try to push myself to do them. And so in this video, as I said, I haven't planned any script, but I think maybe a good idea is to talk about, now let me start with this. I'm here at my mother's place, back in Czech Republic. This place is near a countryside, and so it's very calm here. I'm here alone. My mom is in Germany, and it's such a rejuvenating space, not only because I'm alone here and I have time for myself, but also because of the way it is set up. I can light incense here, I have a fireplace, I can read books, and I've been really enjoying this downtime. It's been something that I was looking for quite some time, but due to the workload, I just wasn't able to provide it for myself. And maybe this could be a good topic to talk about. Oftentimes when I have free time and I don't have anything to do, I try to create tasks for myself, because if I don't, I feel guilty. I feel like I should be doing something where in reality I should be enjoying that free time, and I should be doing things I enjoy in that free time. That could be, for me, it's bouldering, it's spending time in nature, it's surfing, depending on the location. But there's always this little voice in my head that you shouldn't do that, you should be working on your business and you should be working on your goal. And what a culture we live in, right? The hustle culture, where people are praised if they're working 14, 16 hours a day. And this is the culture that creates this feeling of guilt in our minds. I'm sure that you can relate to it, especially if you've been trying to achieve something, especially if you've been trying to build something for yourself, whether that's a business, whether that's a personal brand, and so on and so forth. And so I've been trying to tune into or rather say ease into these moments where I don't have any work, because those are the moments that give me the opportunity to quiet my mind. And then from that quiet place, from that place of relaxation and ease, it's usually when the best ideas comes, whether that's business ideas, whether that's ideas for films, And so how can we nurture these moments in our life, and how can we stop feeling guilty about not working? I think there's long break, not good. Now, okay, I think that it is a human condition. It is our human condition. We're conditioned to think, we're conditioned to tell stories in our head, and our brain is a tool. It's a great tool if we know how to use it, but if the brain takes over and the thinking mind takes over, then that's when we get overwhelmed, when the anxiety creeps in, and when these, feelings of always going, always running come into play. And so I think that the first step is to calm our mind. There's different ways how you can do it. So let me give you a few practical tips on how I do it, and hopefully this is going to help you to enjoy your free time and to not feel guilty about the times when you don't have work or you've already finished all your tasks. So the first thing I do is journaling. I started journaling last year, and slowly I kind of became more consistent. Now I try to journal every 2, maybe 3 days. Usually I journal in the morning, and sometimes I also write before going to bed, just to empty my head, just to put the thoughts that I have in my brain onto a paper, because then they become more tangible. And our brain is a processing machine. So if you write down things on paper, they automatically become more clear. This is true for business ideas, for relationship struggles, for anxiety. And I think it's a pretty good form of self-therapy, but definitely it shouldn't replace a proper experienced therapist. Now, apart from journaling, what I do is I try to spend a lot of time in nature when I can, and ideally doing the activities that I enjoy. So that could be hiking, that could be just walks in nature, that could be surfing. That's something that I find very meditative. I also like climbing, bouldering. And so for this, obviously you can find your own things. Some people like gardening, some people like to do ceramics, painting, and so on and so forth. But I feel like in these moments, and for me, especially in nature, I really get to calm down my mind. I try to focus on the sounds, I try to focus on the views, and I try to just let the thoughts flow without attaching too much importance to them. And once I feel like I'm starting to think about something too much, I just gently push it away. Maybe take a deep breath, put my attention somewhere else. If I'm doing sports, then usually there's not too much time to think, because you're focusing on using your body in a more intense way, and just the movement itself is sort of a meditation of being present in the moment. So if you don't have hobbies like that, I recommend you trying to figure out what other things do you like to do apart from your work. And if you don't have those things, then just try a bunch of different things. So we have 2. Now, number 3, let me think. What is number 3? I think number 3 has started recently, and that's reading. I've been listening to audiobooks, but I've started enjoying really reading paper books again, whether that's, fiction or self-help book. Self-help books, spiritual books. I'm very drawn to Eastern spirituality, whether that's Buddhism, Taoism, Hinduism in some form. And so when you're reading, you're rather taking information in, or you're imagining different worlds. So you're not using your mind in such a creative way, I would say. Or maybe this is not a good word, but you're just not using your mind as if when you're thinking about business ideas, or when you're worrying about your next job, when you're worrying about clients not paying you. And so reading has been one of the things that I've been enjoying a lot lately. And then definitely, froze again, I have it on my tongue, but something that I've been really enjoying is selfless service, in a way where if you can stop focusing on yourself, because we are so focused on ourselves in the Western culture, we are I've read it comes from the times of Greek Empire, where the focus was on the individual due to the rugged landscapes. So people had to rely on themselves, and from those times we have this individualist mentality, building businesses for ourselves and our close circles, achieving things, becoming better. And I think there's space for that in life, but I think something that is very meaningful is also, as I said, selfless service, trying to help people around you without getting a reward for that, trying to involve yourself in, you know, social movements or climate movements, or whatever is close to you, you know, working with kids, helping the future generation to get knowledge. And this is something I haven't been doing enough, but every time I do it, I find a lot of purpose in it. And so I wanna implement it more into my not everyday life, but at least on a monthly basis. And I definitely recommend you to try that. You know, take on even if it's with your work, take on a project that is purely pro bono, you know, something that you're passionate about so you can enjoy it as well. Go volunteer with a non-for-profit, and you'll see that if you stop thinking about yourself while you're doing those things and start focusing on others, there's a lot of meaning in that. And so that's 4 things. And I guess that's it. I don't know how long this talk was, but I don't even know if I'm going to upload this to YouTube. We'll see. But yeah, that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got some value out of it. And just make sure that when you're having downtime, when you finish your work, you're really present, you're not feeling guilty, and close that computer and do something that makes you happy. Okay, see you in the next video, guys. Peace.